Well, hello. Welcome to the shop here in Waco, Texas. Andrew Schatz.
Andrew. Clint Harp.
That's my name. We're here live at Harp Design Co. in our shop where we build things.
Build lots of things.
We build hashtag all the things.
All the things.
Today we are making a round top, okay? So if you've tuned in today, let me tell you what you're going to watch. Let's try not to tip this over. Andrew, yeah, thank you for seeing that. You can see right here, I'm going to hold the jig from going. This is a square top, and we are magically going to make this round. Now, people often think like, how in the world do you make a perfect circle when you're cutting out, a circle from a piece of wood? And I have tried to do it with a jigsaw before, and let me tell you, that's not the way to do it. It's very, very hard to do with a jigsaw, but if you don't have a router and you don't have jigs, you go with the jigsaw.
Yeah.
And it's something. What we're going to do today is actually use a router to cut the circle top, and a router with a jig. Now, Marcus, could you hand me just one of those jigs off the wall back there? Anything will do. A jig, let me explain to you, in case you don't know, for all of you woodworkers that know what a jig is, then God bless you. Tune out for a second. Hold your horses. But this is, again, for those beginners out there who are just trying to figure stuff out. A jig is something that you have made to perform a task, help you perform a task the same way over and over and over and over again, so that you don't have to think too much about it. Andrew, this jig is for?
It's for cutting squares out of something.
Is it for the pedestal bases?
Yeah. So
yeah. Can you hand me one of those, Marcus, as well? The Melissa pedestal base over there? So the actual base, yeah. The ones that are...
You imagine we have 2 feet and a stretcher in between, and you got to somehow hook the stretcher together. And so we cut out on our piece that Marcus is bringing.
Thank you, Marcus.
Put this guy on, and then we can cut this out. That size with the router and a flush cutting bit, and then
same time,
put a piece of wood there,
or same way every time. So a jig, coming back. A jig allows you to do the same thing over and over and over again. And Maddie and Demi are back there laughing their heads off, which must mean we must be getting either weird comments or funny questions. If you have questions, please shoot them at us, and we'll do the best we can to answer. So a jig, in this case, we have a circle jig, okay? All this is, Andrew, go ahead and unscrew that. This is a piece of plywood. This is a piece of plywood that we have cut, and at one end we have put the plunge attachment to our router. We've screwed that in to this end of the piece of plywood. There's a hole right there. That's for the router bit it's gonna go right through there. And then we have, as you can see, we have all these different holes. You see right here it says 54, 52, 50, 48, 47. This one is 36. What that means is, if you screw this in to the center of your workpiece.
So if you remember in geometry, you have a diameter and radius.
Radius.
So your diameter is how wide you want it, so a 3-foot table.
Right.
And you want to put it in the center, so your radius.
So this right here is going to give us a radius of?
So we'll have an 18-inch radius.
18-inch radius.
36-inch.
We want to cut a 36-inch top out. So right here we have our plunge attachment for our router. Our router is right over here. Okay? This is our router, a very simple tool. You have a router bit at the end. Okay? And this little deal right here, you've got this little washer that essentially it will follow a bearing, if you will, and this bearing will follow whatever pattern you have and not allow this router to cut in past it. So in other words, if this bearing is following this straight line, then you're not going to be able to cut past that bearing or that straight line. Anyways, it's kind of a lesson for another day. Alright, so we're going to stick this guy in here. Excuse me one second. Okay, that slides in there. Then you plug your router in. Thank you, sir. Andrew, let's show them the table that we have made really quick. Pick this up.
What type of bit
show you just a second. We've made this little round table that's obviously more narrow than the tabletop, so we can actually walk around it and cut out our top. Andrew, tell them about the bit.
We just use I think it's a shake.
Flush cutting bit.
Yeah, this
or
is
straight cut bit.
Yeah, but it's you don't necessarily have to have a flush cutting bit because we're not going to go that far down. So it's with a 1/2-inch shank. We want something beefy.
Yeah, that's it. All kinds of different bits you can use. All right, so we're going to turn this guy on, and we're going to loosen up here.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, give me some glasses. Thank you so much. We're going to turn this guy on, and then when we turn it on, we're going to this plunge attachment lets us kind of dig down into the wood. We're only going to go about 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. We're going to go ahead and put some stuff on. Our router is very loud. Here we go. And like that, we have perfectly round tabletop, just like that.
So we do that on the bottom side, so we drill a hole and you'll never see it, and then flip it over, and then this is your top.
All nice and pretty.
That's walnut top.
That's it, guys. All right, we got questions. Yes?
You don't have to clamp down the tabletop?
No, you don't have to. Now, if you want to, you can.
If it's moving, then clamp it down.
Yeah.
We had 2 people, so if it moved, I could put my hand down.
Yeah. And the other way to do it is, I mean, if you want to, you can actually screw up from the bottom into the tabletop, but then you have holes to fill later. So, you know, it's kind of one way or the other. But we didn't need to clamp this one down. We're going in a circle, so obviously that clamp is going to get in your way. So it's usually better if you have like 2 people and you can just kind of work it like that. Any more questions?
What type of wood is that?
This is walnut. Thank you for asking. Walnut for a special project that you might see later.
And are you going to answer more questions later on?
Yes. What we typically do, Demi, whose voice you just heard, she takes all of these questions and whatnot and comments, and she puts those on the blog. I think we just put the turning one. Did we put that on the blog? Or
Yes,
it's going
turning
on?
and poly.
Turning and poly tutorials just went up on the blog, and we've answered all those questions you guys sent in. So, yeah, send in all your questions, and we'll answer them as best as we can. I think that's about it. Very simple deal. Make a jig. It's really fun, guys.
Go slow.
Yes, go slow. As you can see, we took, what, 5 passes? Something like that?
For an inch.
Yeah, for an inch. So 5 times just to cut 1 inch. But, you know, it's better than trying to take off too much at once because you'll end up kind of burning out your router. You can mess up the wood. There's all kinds of stuff you can do and kind of screw it up.
Yep.
That's it.
Go slow.
A lot of people are still wondering about our show. Guess what? So are we. Haha. So we're all just still kind of hanging in there waiting, and a lot of people are asking. Thank you so much for your support. And one day we will find out, yay or nay. And as soon as we find out, no matter the answer, we will be sure and tell you because you guys have been so supportive and cheering us on and pulling for us all along. And of course, we can't wait to get some news that hopefully is good and we can give to you. But either way, we will come to you with that news as soon as we get it and share it with you. And other than that, things are rocking along here, yeah?
We're just making circle tops.
Yeah, they're just busy making circle tops.
Yeah,
and the hair is good these days, Andrew?
You know, I'm working on it. Maybe a little shorter soon.
We're going to wrap it up. That's it. Okay, thanks guys so much. We'll see you next time live in the shop in Waco, Texas at Harp Design Co. I'm Clint. This is Andrew. Andrew? Does it matter?
Andrew.
Or Andrew?
Andrew.
Clint and Andrew out. See you. Bye.